Did you know the kids show Slugterra was actually inspired by Pokemon? Crazy, right? Well, Slugterra's history is actually much deeper than just the collecting based franchises that rose throughout the 1990s to the early 2010s. Asaph Fipke's goofy show about shooting and slinging slugs around wasn't just a journey that followed Eli Shane, but it was also a story that praised Eastern animation and a reminder that subverting generic conventions can work extremely well. Today, we'll explore the bizarre history and strange origins of Slugterra, and how specific contexts shaped the construction of one of the most beloved childhood TV shows of the 2000s.
And I got on the drugs and I'm on the TV. We get high the last time, but bitch, I ain't no freak. I got
Slugterra wasn't the ordinary Western animation, rather, it subverted the conventions of Western animation completely, instead, opting for more Eastern animation conventions. Unlike animations of the time, such as Shrek, Bolt, and The Incredibles, which blended realism and cartoon elements, Slugterra adopted a more unconventional anime art style. The show also praises Eastern animation, dedicating a season of the show set underneath the Eastern world, fittingly named the Eastern Caverns. This dedication to Eastern animation styles and themes helped bridge the gap between Western and Eastern animation conventions, creating a unique hybrid that appealed to both markets. Although shows such as Avatar The Last Airbender is a much better example to signify this blend of East meets West, Slugterra just does it so uniquely that makes the show engaging while skewing conventions of both styles. By adjusting the flat 2D animation seen predominantly in children's animation, such as Johnny Test and 16, into a 3D style with both anime and realism features, the show proved to be successful in the early 2010s. Having said that, the show also influenced future shows like Ruby, similarly blending Western and Eastern animation. Again, Slugterra's core slug system was heavily inspired by collection-based franchises like Ben 10, Pokemon, Bakugan, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of the enormous popularity gained by these shows, it can be implied that Fipke wanted to westernize the success of Pokemon in a way that it was so unique and it would draw the engagement of kids living in an era where animated shows dominated the media. These slugs can be seen to represent Pokemon in a way, creating a special bond between trainers and using them to fight. By also properly matching with the target demographic of kids, the creation of fully realized alternate worlds also clicked in Fipke's mind, as this fantasy-esque style was also popular towards younger audiences. It is without a doubt that Fipke gambled the convergence of Eastern and Western animation, hoping that the series would succeed. Evidently, it is clear that there has been a lot of historical value when it came to the construction of the show. There's no question that the show also operates on many social and cultural issues that began to rise during the 2000s. The 2000s was a time when global environmental issues skyrocketed, with pollution and climate change taking a toll on humanity. In the show, Fipke strategically highlights to kids the importance of our environment and how hurting slugs is like hurting the environment. The dark water that ghouled the slugs not only symbolizes the decay and withering of Earth, but also undermines how humans have turned to an era where the latest tech has begun to pollute our surroundings, just like how the dark water ghouls slugs. Then again, the show does refer to the surface as the burning world, suggesting that our world we know is slowly collapsing to the climate. It is also worthy to note that the ghouls also serve as a powerful metaphor for the corruption of natural resources and power. Additionally, the underground setting itself also serves as a metaphor for hidden potential and the unknown, while the various caverns and regions represent different aspects of society and human nature. It is ultimately Fipke that reflects the motif of technology versus tradition, with characters frequently navigating the balance between innovation and established practices in slug slinging. Furthermore, the state of the slugs within the show can also portray animal cruelty in real life, as in the show, there are many instances where Eli, the protagonist, cares about his slugs. His inseparable bond with the slugs highlight the importance of care we should show to animals, and abuse is not alright. Juxtaposing Eli's motives, Dr. Black, the antagonist, is purposely set to ghoul these said slugs, in a way to display what animal cruelty can look like. The way the ghouls are designed in the show are intended to look terrifying, and Fipke effectively conveys the idea that animal abuse is not something to ignore. The release of the Eastern Caverns also added another layer of depth to the cultural value the show offered, exposing the eastern side of the world. Unlike the native Western world where the first few seasons aired, the Eastern Caverns reflected the eastern countries of Japan and China with a nude side character, Junji. Mirroring real-world techniques of kung fu turned slug fu, the Eastern Caverns portrayed the stereotypical representation most Eastern countries had in the media. It is evident that Fipke carefully considered the social and cultural aspects when it came to building Slugterra as a rich and meaningful show to the kids during the 2010s. In essence, it is no short to say that Slugterra was only built around the goofy concept of shooting slugs. The show stands as an example of how children's media can successfully incorporate meaningful messages while entertaining its audience. Although subtle, Fipke does not fail to effectively convey his messages through Slugterra's engaging narrative. And that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!